Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of Sapient Thoughts, where we discuss theo-philosophical issues and also refute some of the specious claims made by the detractors of Islam put on their websites and in their publications. Today we're going to be talking about the matter of 6 days. And what do we mean? What does the Quran mean when it says 6 days the universe was created, or the heavens and the earth were created in 6 days? Does this mean 6 24-hour days? And if so, how is it possible? How can it be conceivable that the universe, which we know has been around for 13.9 billion years, or at least that's what science tells us, can in any way have been created in 6 days? Well, to answer this question, really, what we have to look at is what the Quran actually says and what the Arabic words actually mean. To summarize this point, really, the word yawm, which the plural of is ayyam, means any time period. And what is the evidence of that? The evidence of that is the fact that individuals like al-Isfahani had written in their ma'ajim, their dictionaries, a long time ago, that the word yawm is ay zaman min al-azmina, any period of time. And that is why the Quran has this usage of the term in referencing different periods of time. So you'll find in, for example, Surah Al-Sajdah, chapter 32 of the Quran, in verse number 10, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يُدَبِّرُ الْأَمْرَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ إِلَى الْأَرْضِ ثُمَّ يَعْرُجُ إِلَيْهِ فِي يَوْمٍ كَانَ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ مِمَّا تَعُدُّونَ. That God controls the affair from the heavens to the earth, and then it ascends back to Him in a day, فِي يَوْمٍ كَانَ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ مِمَّا تَعُدُّونَ. That was 1,000 years from how you count, or from your reckoning. So clearly here the word yawm is used in reference to 1,000 years. And likewise in chapter 70 verse 5 in Surah Al-Ma'arij, it talks about the Day of Judgment. It says, في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة, in a day which its length is 50,000 years. So how could it be that you have one day that's 1,000 years and another day which is 50,000 years? Well, Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and the most qualified person after the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to ever deal with exegesis, he actually replies to this question by saying these are two different days. And this is mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, the most authentic book after the Quran. He says, هَذَانِ يَوْمَانِ مُخْتَلِفَانِ. These are two completely different days. And so therefore, a day, in summary, could be any period of time. When Allah talks about the creations of the heavens and the earth in 6 days, it could mean 6 24-hour days. That's a possible meaning. But that's not the only meaning. It could mean any period of 6 days. So really, 6 periods of time. Therefore, this contention that, the universe is 13.9 billion years, and how could the Quran say it's 6 days, is a fundamentally flawed question to begin with, because the 6 period of time could mean any period of time. I think really what's happening here is that there has been a conflation. There has been a superimposition of the Genesis narrative as per evangelical kind of fundamentalist, if you want to call it that, or literalist readings of Genesis, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 5 as well, looking at all those lineage models that are mentioned in Genesis chapter 5 in particular, adding them all up and then coming to conclusion that it's 6,000 years. And we don't have the equivalent of Genesis chapter 5 in the Quran. We don't have the equivalent of Genesis chapter 5 in the Hadith. So this is not our contention, because quite frankly, it's not something we have to deal with. So in sum, the day could mean any period of time, and so it's not in conflict with the fact that the universe could have been 14 billion years, or it could be more than that, or it could be less than that. And really, we don't know how long the universe has been around for. Obviously, Big Bang cosmology would bring us to the conclusion that it's been 13.9 billion years, but science is far from incorrigible and far from producing of eternal truths. So we remain, if you like, happy to accept whatever science says, and there's no conflict at all between believing in a model of the universe that is 13.9 billion years and believing in the Quran. That's fine. But we don't need to be dogmatic on what it is that the Quran says. what it means by 6 periods, nor do we need to be dogmatic at all about the universe being 13.9 billion years. And I hope that answers the question. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.